What's up, jobbers, and welcome to the latest edition of the Jobber Knocker podcast. As always, Nestlemania alongside for the ride is a man that, well, has never traveled to Paris and never probably tried Grey Poupon. JC.
I've not heard great things about Paris from our buddy Danny across the pond. He says it's the most disgusting city in the world, which that's what I call New York City. So I could see it. Paris does seem, I definitely would want to go because, you got to look at that Eiffel Tower and shit. Like, it's a requirement. But I feel like it's definitely probably an overrated city.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I hope our international fans don't listen to you.
I'm not saying it's true. Like, I just shit on New York City, too. That's how I actually feel. I think it's a fucking dump. It stinks, and there's more fucking rats than people.
That's probably fair. Are you saying there's Ratatouille is a movie, so I'm just wondering,
I'm talking real gross, disgusting fucking feral rats.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. Anyway, we've got a lot to talk about here. We've got, the Clash in Paris. We've got Raw. We got SmackDown. We've got all sorts of things. We can dabble into AAA if we'd like. We can also dabble into AEW. But it's up to you. We'll figure it out. It's a choose your own adventure today on the Jobber Knocker podcast.
Mercedes wrestles this week, so we can talk about it.
Oh yeah, the fucking Who's she facing? Who's she
gonna get that facing Miss Osprey there, Mrs. Osprey.
And you know what? She shit all over in the fucking promo. So
yeah,
what a fucking professional.
She was the worst part of that fucking
what
awesome
a
match.
Fucking professional.
She's no Bozilla, she's no Persephone, and she's no Mercedes. So the best part of what she did on pay-per-view was a little the reading she did before Will's entrance. So.
Okay, pal. All right, pal.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Anyway, we've got to get to the podcast here. We've got a lot to talk about, of course. Where would you like to start? You want to get on to Clash in Paris? You want to do that?
The Clash in Paris. And Joe, I agree. Grey Poupon, it's fine, but it's overrated. That's a good take. I feel like a lot of things in France are like that. But no, the French crowds are not overrated. The French crowds are awesome. As always, Nestlemania. They put on a show, which some might argue is better than the show. But what are your overall thoughts on Clash in Paris in general?
I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a good pay-per-view. It was the last PLE of the Peacock era. I am curious. Pour one out for Peacock if you want, or whatever you want to do with it. And there's a couple of things in here I wasn't necessarily, excited about, but I think overall it was a solid show. I thought I enjoyed it, and we can get into it if you like. Yeah,
for sure. There were two matches I loved. There were two matches I liked. There was one match that was fine, and then there was a match that I didn't really like. But the one we're going to start with is one of the ones that I would put in that second quarter. I liked, as expected, because I said Roman versus Bronson doesn't really get the blood flow going or anything, but I'm like, they're probably going to have a solid match, and I thought they had a pretty solid, fun, physical match. The crowd loves Roman, as expected, and he got his shoes back, but obviously after the match is when a bunch of shit happened. Like, this was... I feel like what happened after the match might have been longer than the match because most of the whole beginning of the match was just the crowd and them just taking it in. So I'm like, legal wrestling, this segment, like the whole thing probably took like 50 minutes and it felt like, and there was probably like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes of wrestling maybe, but that's the Roman Reigns experience. But obviously he gets his revenge on Heyman, chokes him out, takes him out of action. But then out comes Brawny Boy and that spear through the table was fucking awesome. Then the spear where he fucking, whee! Superman that hoe was great too. And then Bronson did his thing where he just fucking falls on people. So they wrote Roman off TV for a while in Nestlemania. And the other note here that I did enjoy was Jay coming out to make the save because I'm like, this is a good story point because now they can use this because he's once again sacrificing his chances later in the main event to help Roman. So I thought we started off pretty strong.
I really enjoyed this. I thought I was really just as a person who, just doesn't watch wrestling as a fan, but watches wrestling to see like a lot of different things inside and out. I thought this was really interesting because Roman's typically a slower wrestler and more methodical in what he does. But this was a case to me where I was like, wow, he's done nothing in this match. And Paris is like up for it. They love it. And they're just like, having a great time. Of course, you're going out first, you can have a good time. But the one thing I was sitting there going, JC, he's doing rest holds.
Yeah.
He's wrestling like old wrestling style. Like there were sleeper holds. There was just like, he was sitting down. I was just like, man, this is an old style kind of thing. And for him to be able, after all these years getting booed out of the building and shoved down our throats, and now everybody loves him to the point where he doesn't have to do anything. It's kind of immaculate. It's kind of crazy to me. I don't know. Like I was watching this match and I was just fascinated with the lack of like actual action that happened in this matchup. It didn't feel like it was a lot going on. It was a good match. I will say this much, when I watched this match, my immediate thought was Roman Reigns made Bronson Reed a bigger deal after this match. He made Bronson Reed look like he deserves to be in that match. And now I can believe Bronson Reed not just as the third wheel of the, the vision, but I can kind of see him as a more credible threat than I thought before. Because, the tribal thief thing and the Shula follow was funny. But man, he did a great job in this matchup. So I just thought it was a really, 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 really good job. I don't know. I really liked it. So
I completely agree with the Bronson Reed stuff because I do think that he felt like he mattered more on Monday, which we'll get to after. So I think it definitely did, which is, that's the expectation. Like Michael Cole said it several times on commentary leading up, like this is the biggest match of Bronson Reed's career. And that's 100% correct. He's getting a one-on-one match on a pay-per-view with fucking Roman Reigns. That's rare because you know what I mean? So it was a big moment for him. I thought he came out good. Him and Braun look great by taking him out. And, but the one thing I can't wait for Nestlemania is when we get Braun versus Roman, because Braun will show him what a real spear feels like, and I can't wait.
I will say there was a really nice touch of him, signing the shoes, and then all of a sudden out comes the big boy barking and just spearing him right out of his shoes, literally. I just thought it was a great little piece of business. So the stretcher job was good too. I'm fatigued with Jay in general, so I felt like this whole week just feels like I've had enough. I've had enough of Jey Uso. We can get into that later. But I'm not into it. Like it's tough. It's a tough watch. We'll discuss more, but I don't know. I'm just not necessarily excited about it. But
no, he's over still, so he's going to be on our TVs a lot, much like the other guy in the main event that you have fatigue with. But Nestlemania, we're moving to the next match, and this match was also in my tier 2 of like it category because the Street Profits are really fun to watch. I thought them and the Wyatts had a fun little match here, but I was surprised of how hard they were leading into the Street Profits dissension. It was right off the rip with the tags and this, and I was like, huh. So it seems like they might actually do it this time, and it makes sense why they got the win over Melo Don't Miz, because this is it for the Profits, maybe like in this tag division, because as we talk about, this is a loaded tag division, but maybe they're finally going to pull the trigger and try it with Tez here. But I was surprised because it felt like it just kind of came out of nowhere. Maybe they've had breadcrumbs that I really haven't picked up, but like, I felt like they leaned into it hard in this match.
They've been leading into it the last couple of weeks. If you look for the breadcrumbs, I'm looking at it like it's great for Tez, but it's not so great for Dawkins, and it's not so great for BFAB. So
I feel like we say that, but I feel like a lot of the times it's because Dawkins is probably the one who'll be the heel. Sometimes it works out for those guys better, but Tez feels like kind of can't miss. So we'll see.
I would say you'd be stupid to make Tez the heel, though, right? Like
that's what I mean. I think Dawkins has to be the heel, so I think that's an easier transition when you're breaking up. So I think he could have some success too.
I don't know. I actually really like. I think what you're saying is correct. I think it's the better route for both of them.
Yeah.
If that's how it comes out. However, if Tez is the heel, and then Dawkins is the babyface out of this, it makes me feel like he's kind of fucked.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think the problem with this team, and I think it's why like all their heel turns have failed, is there is nothing about them in the ring that is fucking heels. These two wrestle like the baby faces of all baby faces because Montez is flying around, and we always talk about it. Dawkins, one of the best hot tags in the biz. Like it is just everything they do reeks babyface. But I think character-wise, Dawkins has a little bit more of like the look and the mean mug where he could probably pull it off and adjust his style a little bit because he's a little bigger. But yeah, I think it would be a mistake to do Tez as the heel and Dawkins as the babyface because I think like you're setting them both up for harder pass.
Yeah, I mean, I hope maybe they stick together. I don't know. We'll see what happens because I feel like no matter what you do with Tez, it seems like it's going to work. I'm just nervous. Like, and Danny said here, nobody cares about BFAB. Excuse me. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is.
I think she's obviously much better in a manager role than a wrestling role, as we've seen. But there's always ways to use managers to elevate certain acts. So, I mean, maybe it's one of those things. Maybe it sticks with Dawkins and maybe it helps him a little bit. Who knows? But I mean, Tez definitely probably doesn't need her. But we'll see.
No, but I mean, I could see her BFAB being a manager for Dawkins, but we'll see.
Yeah, but it's weird too because she's also kind of in a tag team with Michin, who's a babyface. So it's just if they just pull her away completely or whatever. But
nobody's missing that tag team, not one fucking person. So don't worry.
You could say that about pretty much any tag team, women's tag team in the WWE. So
before we move on, Danny has a question that I'm curious your answer to. Would you rather take a spear from Braun Breaker or a Bronson Reed
Oh,
tsunami?
a Bronson tsunami. Those are so fucking soft. We know the Braun Spears. Like, we can ask I Show Speed how that fucking felt. Braun, the reason why it's so fucking perfect is because it's a spear, man. The tsunamis, like, those can be pretty gentle. He's a big fucking boy, but I trust that he knows how to fucking put his weight in the right places. So I'd take 10 tsunamis before I take one Braun Breaker spear.
I'll say this much. In wrestling logic, I've seen a lot of other people come back from a tsunami attack. Not so many people coming from a Braun Breaker spear. So
just watch what happened to I Show Speed. That shit was oh yeah, I like my midsection too much for that. So
he likes to eat and drink. Anyway, what's the next match?
The next match I would put into I did not really like it at all category. Becky beats Nikki. And about what I expected, it was a little long. The crowd was very behind Becky, which, again, that's why this match being on this show was interesting, because Nikki's going to get positive reactions everywhere unless if you go, like, in the realm of where, like Becky. Like, if you go to fucking, like, Eastern Europe, or was it Western? I always get confused because, like, we're on the East and we go there. So if you go near the area where England, France, and all these places are, the crowd is very behind Becky. And it's always tough in the match when you get those matches like that. It puts Nick, the babyface, in a tough position because they're obviously the babyface, but it's like it's hard to do because you don't have the crowd on your side. And then Becky, even as a heel, it makes her job harder too because she has to manufacture heat a little more. And, Becky doesn't always do that. But this match, it had moments where I was like, okay. But then it had moments where I was like, And then obviously had the one spot, which everyone pointed to, like, whatever. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it definitely didn't need to be this long. I don't think we needed this match in general. It was the first time ever for them, which I guess never really thought
showed.
About it. I know. Well, I know, but it's just one of those aspects where it's just crazy to think about. Like, that's how long, like, Nikki's kind of been gone, because it's not like she's old or anything. It's just like, that's just how it works. And the women, they come up so early and then they leave so quickly usually. But, so it was a match. It happened. And I'm glad it's over.
I actually think that I was watching this. There's obviously, you can talk about the one giant botch with the kick and everything, and that is what it is. And I'm not going to harp on that. But I will say overall, I thought the communication between the two was very apparent that it just wasn't working out. I thought the second half of the match was a little bit better. Yeah. But the one thing I will say was that I thought Becky Lynch was actually trying very hard to make this work. And I just felt like as I was watching it, it's just like time has passed, Nikki Bella by. That's just what it is. It's unfortunate. It sucks. She's clearly, from just looking at her, she's clearly a movie star. She's got the look, but like in terms of the ring stuff, it's just not there anymore. And that's just how life works. Sometimes life passes you by and you move on. I think she's sitting there and she's trying her best, but man, it's not worth it. I do think Becky Lynch certainly tried, but I think that you did state this in something previously, JC. So I think this is, it's fair to say here, if you're in the role that you are, if you say you run this business, if you say you're the man, if you say that you're the Intercontinental Champion and all this shit, then you are under a microscope and you are basically put out there to lead that match. And it's on your shoulders. It's on your shoulders. And if you want to be where you are in the upper echelon, if you want to be considered, because she'll say, oh, I'm not saying it. Some people are saying it. Sports Illustrated are saying it. I'm the best one of all time, which is a nice little catchphrase like Chris Jericho. But it's, I look at it like, okay, well then you're under the microscope and you need to lead this match and it's falling on your shoulders. If this match is good, it's because of you. If this match is bad, it's because of you. I'm not saying Nikki Bella is a broomstick, but she's a broomstick in this case because I don't think that she's going to hold up in terms of the way that the women work these days because the women work better than the men. So I'm sorry. Like this match kind of was dog shit. And I think when we parlay it over to Monday, or we could talk about it at the end of Clash in Paris here, there's a lot of Becky to digest. And honestly, it's not cleansing my palate. As a matter of fact, it's making it worse for me.
Becky Lynch, Jey Uso, LA Knight. Yeah, the Nestle Big Three. But we'll move on Nestlemania because the next two matches were in my love it category. Rusev and Sheamus, this is a great way to cap it off. They got to beat the fuck out of each other, which is, if you're putting this match on a pay-per-view, that's what you want. Because these guys just they want to beat the fuck out of each other. They had the fun spots. I know you fucking hate shillelaghs and fun and fucking Donnie Brooks, or whatever the fuck they called this match, but I thought this match was a lot of fun. It was violent. They had a lot of good falsies here at the end. Like it was a very, very enjoyable match to watch. And I think the right guy won. I think Rusev needed to win more. Sheamus is at this point where he doesn't. Like at some point, if they decide to pull the Intercontinental thing with him, it'll be fine. He could have lost 30 matches in a row. Doesn't matter. But Rusev is still trying to get his momentum back here in WWE. And this was obviously a big signature win. And now we'll see what they do with him next. But I thought it was a good way to cap it off. I thought it was fun. I think this was the right pay-per-view to put it on. And I enjoyed it.
You ready for this?
Yes.
It's my favorite match of the night.
Yeah,
it really was. I actually,
if it wasn't my favorite, it's almost tied with the other one because these next two I very much enjoyed.
I know I enjoyed a lot of these, but I was I had low expectations and this exceeded my expectations. And I think the reason being was that I had a preconceived notion, and I'm calling myself on the carpet here. I had a preconceived notion when I hear Donnybrook, I want to vomit because I like, you can sell it to me any way you want. But when I hear the word Donnybrook, it just makes me think it's stupid. Like it just makes it feel like less than. But these two went out of their way to go fucking car crashing. And I loved it. And I mean, like, just the white noise off the barrel through the table like that. And then like the other thing we didn't really talk about, I mean, you said he won, but we didn't really discuss the fact that this is the second time only in his career. I think it might be in the first time as a babyface that Sheamus is tapped out.
Yeah, it was big. He put over his boy here.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And I mean, like, we don't see baby faces tap out in general because it's usually a bad idea. But I think Sheamus is Teflon in that he's a tough dude. There's no shame in this match where you guys were slugging it out. I believe it. I think it was the right time to do it. So I have a lot of faith in Sheamus to bounce back. I have a lot of faith in Rusev because I feel like this is definitely something that needs to happen. Like you said, it was a signature win, an exclamation point. So I was pleasantly surprised, and I really enjoyed this matchup. I know you thought I was going to shit all over it, but
I know you hated the gimmick, but I was there's no way he can watch this and not have enjoyed it because it had everything we want in a match. So.
Absolutely, and I think that's the thing. It's just I almost want it to not be called the Donnybrook, like that. Like the bar fighting aspect of it makes it seem comical, and I like if this was under the Vince McMahon umbrella, it would have been fucking comical and fucking like. The fucking trick or treats and I know you love that shit.
If
and I know
was the Vince McMahon era, Rusev wouldn't be back.
I know.
That's one of the reasons. That's probably one of the main reasons he left.
Danny says he's shocked. I was ready to type in Donnybrook shamer. By the way, Danny, you did not say anything about JC shaming all of the other people before, but that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, I shamed French
people. Yeah,
with. I literally shouted him out for saying it's the grossest city in the world.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you're gonna be fair,
you're grasping at straws here. But you know what? Speaking of, I know you're in the chat, Dom. Look at me in my eyes. I want you to apologize to Rusev for that fucking egregious take you had. Tell me that match wasn't fucking awesome, Dom. Now you can you can start your Rusev Rolodex with this match and work your way backwards, baby. And I want an apology.
Well, do you want an apology or do you want him to apologize to Rusev? You need to make it very clear.
I want him to apologize to Rusev.
You like in a tweet?
I don't know.
Do you want like physical proof? Like, what do you want?
No, it's.
Do you want him to send out an apology video? Do you want him to send him flowers? Do you want to? What do you want him to do?
I just want it. Do you
want to go to Bulgaria, build a house in his name? Like, what do you want him to do?
I would love to do. That'd be fucking cool. We can call it Machka Island.
There's no islands in fucking Bulgaria.
Yeah, I'll build a fucking island, bro. If Tom Brady can fucking moat around his house, I can moat around his house in Bulgaria, bro.
Well, everybody likes a motorboat. Anyway, JC is a Paris shamer, also me, Paris shamer, smelly Paris. So, okay, fine. You know what?
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Listen, I've never been to Paris, so I don't know.
Yeah, me either. Again, I want to see the Eiffel Tower. I'm sure there's a couple French foods that I want to try. But
you could go to the Louvre.
Honestly, it's like if I make my list of places I want to visit, Paris is not high. It's just not. It's mainly because it's the things I hear about, and also it's way too mainstream. You know,
is it because they don't shave their armpits over there?
I mean, I didn't know that, but to each their own. I don't shave my armpits. Do you shave your armpits?
I'm talking about the women.
Oh, well, look it.
You don't like toes.
Everyone has a choice. Everyone can make choices.
Okay,
I can't say French women are at the top of my list, but it's teach their own.
Okay, fine. That's fine. Yeah. You're just a shamer. It's fine.
No, I'm a truth teller. That's what it is. That's the difference between me and you. But know what else, Nestlemania? The other match that I loved, Cena and Logan Paul. I thought Cena worked his ass off in this, and I thought Logan Paul stepped up And I very much enjoyed this because I was a little weary about this because I didn't know how this would go because we obviously have an aged Cena. We have Logan Paul, who is still like, even though he's incredible, he's still learning on the job. Like if you like roll, like Cena said the number, if you Rolodex his fucking matches, it's a very short list. Like there are people that have like that's not a lot of matches. So, but I really love this match, and I know a lot of people love the Styles clash, but to me, I fucking popped so big for the Pop Rocks because I was like, first of all, John Cena doing it is hilarious, but it's just like John Cena hit a Pop Rocks. I thought that was awesome. That was my favorite part of the match, but I enjoyed this match. I thought it had a little bit of everything. It felt like a big fight feel. It felt like an important match. I think Logan Paul is one of the perfect opponents here as we get to the twilights at the end of Cena because it just makes like we're already rooting for Cena, but it makes it so easy with a guy like Logan Paul. The crowd was great for this match. It was a great atmosphere. The moments before and after and during were great. So that's why I was hesitant to say that Rusev and Sheamus was my favorite match. It probably was, but I really enjoyed this entire spectacle.
I really thought the whole point of this entire match was that they really, really, really did a good job with showing off new moves. Like both of them came out with a different arsenal. Like, especially if you go back to Friday, what he said was like, you're going to have to give your A game here, kid. Cause you asked for this match, dickhead. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is it. So I thought it was a good time. I will say at some points they got a little too cute for me, which is fine. But as I watch, and I know he's only 24 matches in, but like, again, you want to be the fucking man, you got to be under the microscope. So I look at it like he's doing incredible work, but all I'm watching is a guy who does athleticism. I'm curious to see when he figures out the psychology of where the moves go, which is obviously what John Cena is probably trying to teach him. So he's learning from all these amazing people. So I think he's going to be just fine. But as I was thinking about it, as I was watching it, JC, he will be WWE champion at some point. It's just a matter of when. And I wonder, and I'm curious your thoughts on this. And I know we're out of order here, but I feel like this is probably the place to talk about it. When John Cena had a promo on Friday, he mentioned that his influence had shrunk and he wasn't like the top 25 anymore or something like that. And he needs the WWE because he's leeching off the WWE to stay relevant. I understand that needed to be said to kind of like give a little jab. But as I was watching this match, I was like, is this true in some form? Does it matter? Is he losing his steam in terms of his popularity elsewhere?
It's not that. He's just old. All the, like, if you look at that top 25 list that you referred to, they're all like fucking 22-year-old kids. Those are like the most famous people in the world now. It's these kids that like just stream their lives and just walk around all day and just do nothing. Like that's the new like thing. And they're all like the most famous people. Like they're the ones who have the most quote unquote influence, this type of list, because obviously like huge stars and like musicians and stuff are gonna be the biggest. But in terms of what he's referencing, in terms of like influencers and stuff, like they're all like fucking 22-year-olds or 20-year-olds or fucking even like 19. It's like crazy. That's why it's like you hear these names and like we've never heard of them because we're not fucking sitting here watching 22-year-olds fucking on their streams, but they have a lot of influence on the internet, and that's the list Cena's referring to. So it's one of those things where like it's smart to use it because it's a stat where you can like mold it to how you want it. Because like look at like Logan Paul's at a different part of his career. Like he's like an adult now compared to these kids. Like that's why he likes to take them under like these kids like I Show Speed and stuff like under his wing, because it's just like he's like the veteran of this, and that's why like for him it's like he can say, yeah, I am a wrestler, because that's mainly what he does now. He wrestles and he does his podcast. So he pretty much is a wrestler. Like obviously, yeah, and he's run businesses now with like Prime and stuff, but it's less of the influence stuff. Like it's one of those things like, and he's just old comparatively. That's what it is. So I did laugh when I heard that because I'm like, it's a smart way to use it because it definitely can be used as a low blow, but it's just like, that's not the reason. But, you know, what works.
Okay. I was just curious. And it also breaks my heart, too, that AJ Styles doesn't get one more match with John Cena, because I just feel like that's like a signature. Like, I understand we have the CM Punks and the Randy Ortons and stuff, which are, necessary.
How many appearances does he have left?
He's down to 10 or 9, excuse me. 9.
Yeah, so he can get 3 matches out of that. We have Brock Lesnar for sure. Who are the other two? They could do an impromptu AJ Styles match.
I'm still thinking to myself, Gunther's the last one.
I wouldn't hate that because then Cena could go on his back and that Goldberg could fucking literally retire Goldberg and Cena in the same year. That would be quite the fucking woo.
Because when he's not holding championships, he's just making people eat their fucking, their whole lives. Like I just there's something about Gunther that just feels like he's the last opponent of everybody.
Yeah. Well, it would be a cool full circuit moment if this guy was capable of getting in the ring, is if his last opponent was Kurt Angle.
That would be cool.
Yeah. But we know that ship has sailed.
No.
Very much so. But that would be a cool thing. But yeah. No.
And finally,
we get to the main event. This match, like, it obviously, like, fatal four ways, they're always like have a fun element, but like it's not that I didn't enjoy it, but I don't know if I enjoyed it. Because it's like we knew it was going to happen. I didn't obviously know how it was going to happen. We knew it was going to be a Seth retain. I have, like you said, like I do have fatigue with all these guys in the same fight. Like I still think, like I still enjoy CM Punk every time he's on my TV, and him and Seth's dynamic I still enjoy. But I am so fucking fatigued with LA Knight and Jey Uso swimming around this. I'm fatigued with like the same shit with all these guys, and so it's just like. And then here comes your man with the low blow to Punk, because I thought it was a great moment, like the way they set it up, and I'm like, he's really going slow. Someone's coming in. And then I saw like the petite frame. I'm like, well, that's a woman. That's going to be fucking Becky, because somehow I'd avoid spoilers. And good golly, yeah, it happened. And I was just like, here we go again. It's never going to end. I almost want LA Knight to just win the World Heavyweight Championship, because that means Seth Rollins is the World Heavyweight Champion. That's where I'm at.
I don't know. I'm kind of done with the whole thing, because like this is a match I'll never remember. It won't even crack the top 250 for me in my brain for this year. Like I just thought it was a nothing match, and I just really didn't really enjoy it. I mean, when I saw the Becky thing, I was like, okay, it's fine, but then like it's a weird presentation. We can talk about it in a second, but like, or maybe we can talk about it here. I don't know.
We can talk about it now. Okay. You don't do this unless if AJ Lee's actually coming back, because if not, like you're just giving the biggest blue balls in the world. Like you can't. And that's why I think like we can talk about Monday here if you want to. Like Becky kept referencing it, and it's like it's gonna happen. Obviously, people thought it would happen the night after. I think it's smart to not do it right away, because you can kind of like lead into it a little bit. But it's just like you don't do this if AJ Lee isn't coming back. Like it's what the fuck would you be thinking if you just did it and it was just fucking Bayley and you wasted her fucking vignette? Just like it's. So we'll see. I will say though, like with the run that WWE's been on lately, it hasn't been their best run. So maybe they're fucking it up, but like it's just unfathomable to me that they would put us through this without bringing back AJ Lee. And when she comes back, I will pop bigger than I did for when CM Punk returned, because as you know, she is my favorite diva ever. I love AJ Lee. She's a stud, and she better come back with "Let's light it up."
My friends always thought it was "Let's slut it up."
Oh yeah. Love AJ Lee. Goat shit right there. La Chevrette, AJ Lee.
So I have to say this very quickly, because we talked about the fact on Monday there was the promo. I guess we can talk about it here. Leading up to her beating the shit out of CM Punk and Punk kind of being ready to do something. The one thing that everybody seems to be missing here is there is a strong possibility, and this is not something anybody's going to enjoy, that it isn't AJ Lee. And if you looked at Monday, he was talking to Rhea Ripley. So it could be Rhea Ripley being the replacement here. I mean,
I think it would be dumb to do this.
I understand that, but there is a real chance here, folks.
There's Rhea Ripley. A
Rhea Ripley chance.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they fucked it up. They have been ice cold lately with a lot of their moves.
Imagine if it's Zoe Stark.
There's only one human on the planet that would pop for that.
Oh, he's been very silent lately on his wrestling takes. Yeah. That's upsetting. I really enjoy what he says. It's funny. No, but listen, folks, you think it's going to be, I mean, I'm on the camp. I want AJ Lee back in our lives.
It has to be AJ Lee. If not, you are the dumbest fucking bookers in the world, which.
Well, you said they're ice cold. So
they've been ice cold lately with their decision making, in my opinion. It's been after the run they were on, it had to end at some point, but it's ended horribly. And Danny had a comment earlier. He's like, I think it's one of those things. Like, I mean, Cody had a baby. Shout out Cody, second American Nightmare baby. to not only avoid France, but to get a breather from these fucking shitty writing storylines. And I saw his guest on his podcast this week. It's going to be Bruce Pritchard. And you mentioned it before. I absolutely think he's like the number one to blame, because when I see a fucking lame storyline, I'm like, that is fucking Pritchard written all over it.
I don't know. There is a huge part of me that feels like if it's not AJ Lee, that it's the winner.
What are we doing?
It's the winner for what could have been already. Like
you can't do this.
I don't know. You lined it up, right? And like he even grabbed the sign on Sunday that said AJ Lee, and like
Becky literally referenced it 3 times in that promo. I know, which I always love that. Doesn't work here. Like it's good. It's good heel work, but it's like you don't do it multiple times if it doesn't happen.
Before we
do, then you're fucked.
Before we move on, because I'm curious your thoughts on this. What did you think of the interaction between Becky and Punk on Monday, especially with the whole thing going down?
So I will reference my notes for this. And I literally wrote, I said, I thought Becky and Punk was overall solid. Like they had my attention. Obviously, they left you with blue balls because there was no AJ Lee. So that's why literally my main note is like, if AJ Lee isn't coming back, what the fuck are we doing? But I do think like overall, I thought it was a solid segment. I do think it worked. I thought Becky, I love the part where Seth finally came out and Becky was still, even though Punk stopped paying attention to her, she was still staring a hole through him. It was fucking believable. Like that to me was what I needed in the segment, is like, it felt like, yeah, she fucking hates you too, because she loves her man and she's delusional, but she really does fucking hate you, because it's just like that little thing of like him breaking, like the looking at her to just stare at Seth. She never stopped staring directly into Punk's soul, even though he wasn't looking at her. So I do think that they did good work in the promo. It just like, it can't be a success with the amount of blue balls you left us with. But if she comes back, it's worth it. If she doesn't, what the fuck are we doing?
How confident are you that on Friday she shows up?
I don't know about Friday. I mean, it is in Chicago, right?
That's I mean, they live in Chicago. It seems like an easy slam dunk here.
It makes sense, but you would think. But I don't know, because I could see him like slow playing it even more.
Okay.
Like it's just one of those, like it's everyone's expecting it and it doesn't happen. So I don't know. But I would say I'm about 65% confident it happens at some point. 45% confident it happens on Friday.
Your math is so odd. You know what everybody
saying random shit, bro. Come on.
You know what's funny is that there was a tweet out that I should have saved. It made me laugh so hard. It says, "Screw AJ Lee returning. When they go to Chicago, you know what I want to see? The dog Larry in a bark off against Braun Breaker." I was like, that's a fucking tweet right there.
That would be funny.
But like, man, I don't know. It's interesting. You won another one. Okay.
No, I lost this one. This is my first loss in 3 weeks.
Well, you can't win.
I won the first fight though. It was a much bigger dog. But
all right, since there's probably not a lot that you really like this week, let's get positive, shall we?
Always in the shine, Nestlemania. And you know where we have to start? It's pretty fucking simple. There's one thing that the French know. And they know that AJ Styles is the real. And the way they respond to AJ Styles is fucking beautiful. It is beautiful television. And it was my favorite segment of the week. It led right into the Dom match. And Dom retained with little help from El Grande Americano. So, yeah, that was my favorite part of the Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown of the week. So that is my shine, because AJ's a stud. It was great to see it. And it made that match with Dom even more fun.
You notice how there wasn't many Americanos left? They just abandoned that?
Yeah, because I think they heard me on this podcast be like, stop fucking leaping the dolphin, motherfuckers. Ludwig's doing such a good job. Figure it out with Dunn and Bate. Those are your guys, Triple H. Figure it out.
I don't know. I mean, I look at it like Dom's been doing great work. I do like the dissension continuing with Finn Balor. I think that's a nice little touch as well.
He got a big reaction too.
He did get a big reaction. He's big balls Balor, as they said over there. No, look, I don't think Dom can do any wrong anyway. So I feel like this is kind of where we are. But yeah, the AJ thing, I mean, I didn't watch it live. I watched it obviously, when I had a chance, and I still got goosebumps watching the way that the crowd treats him. Yep. You know what I mean? Like he probably doesn't know where his last match is, but it probably should be in Paris. It'll probably be in Georgia. But like, I mean, what a way to go out if that's one of his last matches, whenever that is. But yeah, I mean, it's a highlight, but not much else.
Yeah, the only other piece of shine that I had personally was also on Raw. I had no shine from SmackDown. I thought that show was the drizzling shits, as you like to say. I enjoyed Kabuki Warriors and Judgment Day. It was nice to see women's tag team wrestling, and I think the Kabuki Warriors are fucking awesome. And I realized when I was watching this match, I'm like, they literally put them back together, and I don't think they've wrestled in a month and a half. What are we doing? So it was nice to see them get in there, and obviously Roxy and Raquel are studs. So I enjoyed this little match, and it was one of the two things that I enjoyed in the Monday and Friday this week.
I'll say this much. It'll be it'll positive, go right into the heat. Here we go. Ready? The unsung hero of this entire Kabuki Warriors segments is Asuka. She is so fucking good at the fucking, and even I'll even give Kyrie a little tip of the cap too, because when she like tenses up and like walks away, I'm like, that's good stuff. But the fact that they're leaning into her being a bully and being like, no, we got this kind of shit, it's playing very well. Now you can say the language barrier is one thing, whatever, but at least it's emoting very well. And I just thought Asuka in the ring did a great job. Asuka in all the segments did a great job. But get him off my TV, get him off my TV, get him off my TV. The work of Asuka is fantastic, but on the opposite side of this, in my opinion, they are making Rhea Ripley look like a piece of shit. They are absolutely. You're going to tell me that fucking mommy, you're going to tell me the one that could beat up dudes is going to fucking play nice. You're going to tell me that she's going to play by the rules and be a good friend and let EO figure her shit out? Fuck you. How many times has Rhea Ripley been fucked over and over and over again by all these people in her life? And you're going to tell me she's going to sit there in the fucking corner waiting for her friend to just deal with her other friends? Give me a fucking break. It's character assassination is what it is. You're making her not mommy. You're not making her seem like the credible threat she is. She's the dominant force in the women's division. She could probably beat up 60% of the male roster. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? She's a superstar. She's the fucking top echelon of this business. She's not just one of the top women. She's one of the top acts in general. And here she is on the fucking sidelines. And I'm thinking to myself, what are we doing here? You've got all these amazing women who are sitting there just fucking doing nothing important at all. And I understand you can't always be the fucking center of attention. You can't always be going for championships. I get that. But what we're watching here is absolute dog shit. And you're taking layers off of a fucking character that we've invested in for the last, 4 or 5 years. And I'm watching this and I'm like, slowly but surely, I'm losing interest in her. She's as cold as she's ever been. That's my take on it. She's literally not important. And she used to start off Monday Night Raw all the fucking time. And now what is she doing? Going backstage being like, shucks, I'll wait. Fuck that.
They've never been able to book woman feuds that aren't for titles, which is why they added mid-card titles, because it's easier for them. But think of it, it's always our criticism with Charlotte. Like, if she's not fighting for a title, it's brutal, and that's why we got fatigue with her. Bianca, think about Bianca. When she stopped fighting for titles, they're not fucking doing anything with her. And then they have this opportunity now where Naomi is out. They've let this whole division cool down. You know what I'm about to say. Where the fuck is Stephanie Vaquer? I know I finally seen her last week. Same thing as Rhea. One of the hottest things you had. And what's your response? Oh, let's not put her fucking in front of a crowd for 2 months. It's fucking asinine. And then this was my biggest gripe. They just announced the title match. It's the two challengers that were supposed to have it. Stephanie and Io. And I'm just thinking to myself, and I'm like, if they just stick it back on Io, like, what are we doing? I don't know if it works for the storyline we have. But then it's also like, well, you could have the Kabuki Warriors cost her and you do this fucking thing with Rhea and her. And then it's just like, well, then they're just making Stephanie the champion. Who's she going to be fighting? And it's like, I love Stephanie. You know how I feel. But one of the biggest mistakes I ever think they made is when they called up Bayley and they gave her the title like immediately. And I was just like, I don't like when you do that with baby faces. You want to do that with a heel? Fine. Like when they did it with fucking Sheamus and he wins the fucking title, like all that, like that shit can work. But you do it with a baby face, especially in the woman where you're not good at booking women in general. And it's also like you're taking your biggest women stars and putting them in a tag feud. It's like, it wouldn't be a good start. And the other problem is someone like Becky who could be a good challenger. She's holding the mid-card title. So then you're really thinking like, well, who's Stephanie going to be fighting? Like what? So I'm very worried about that. I think they're obviously put in a tough spot, but That's why I kind of like the idea of Roxanne and Raquel being involved. And who knows, maybe they are. You saw, they kind of threw a bitch fit backstage and then Lyra got involved. Lyra's another one I wouldn't mind just seeing her get involved here. Like if they did like a mini, like they always do these qualifiers and shit. Like if they just did something to like just kind of set it up more and like show me the division. Because it's like you could even put Rhea in that and have her lose. They do these fatal four things all the time. She wouldn't have to eat a pin. But it's just like, you're so right about the momentum thing. We see it time and time again with the women, especially. Because with the men, like, think about how many men's one-on-one feuds we have for non-titles. Constant. But with the women, it's so fucking rare. It is so rare. And that's why, like, I enjoyed the Jade Naomi one because it was like they actually found a way to put thought into one. And it was entertaining. But it's like overall they suck at it, and you have all this talent on Raw. It's just not doing anything good with it at all. Besides, like the Asuka thing is interesting. It's a fucking missed opportunity. But yeah, it's like you literally have Rhea Ripley and Stephanie McCare, and they're not fucking going in front of crowds. What are we doing?
I think the thing that hurt my feelings more than anything else was I was like, okay, we're announcing this match in 3 weeks at fucking WrestlePalooza. I'm like, okay, so you don't need a champion for the next 3 weeks? Is anybody going to wrestle?
Like a month at this
I
point.
know. I'm just like, what's another fucking month, right? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Because literally you're telling me, oh, this title's not important. That's what you're telling me as a fan. I can wait to not have a champion for the women's division for 2 months. Seriously.
They don't fucking care.
What are we doing?
It's bad. It's like all the good stuff they've done like the last 2 years. They're on a bad run since WrestleMania overall. And like I guess you can say start at the top because the Cena stuff was great before WrestleMania, but post WrestleMania wasn't good, and it just kind of trickled down. There's been some nice things here and there, but it's just like you also got the Vision, which is fucking poopy shit. So it just like I don't know, it's tough. But this one in particular, it's like by calling up Stephanie and Julia so quickly like they did, you really reinforced already strong divisions. Because we talk about all the time how stacked NXT is. A lot of those NXT girls have been called up. And obviously they put new ones in their pace down there and they maintain it because HBK has a fucking clue. But Triple H and Bruce Pritchard don't have a fucking clue. And it shows. And it's frustrating. And we can keep talking about women if you want to keep talking about women Nestlemania because I got more gripes.
Go ahead, go for it.
This one fucking really pissed me off. Kiana James hasn't fucking done shit in 2 years. And like I know they do this shit sometimes. They did the same thing with like Vinci when he comes back, but it's just like the way they did this, I was just like, they just don't fucking care. Michin rolls her up. What was it? 6 seconds? 6 seconds. They do like the thing, like tries to use the briefcase, like whatever. But it's just like you have someone coming back who's going to be involved in a lot of shit because she's talking to all the top women because she's managing one of like your future top women. And it's just like you make her look like a fucking clown instantly. Like you don't care. You don't care. This had Bruce Pritchard written all over it, by the way. They really like, and it's all the boys in the back probably got a nice chuckle out of this one. Fucking Road Dogg, that piece of shit, and all the other fucking losers. Grow up. Learn how to fucking book women. It's pathetic. This was pathetic.
I mean, this was a very much a jobber alert. That's why and here's the thing. It's like to get a match against Julia. That's how we're getting to it. It just,
yeah.
Michin is the perennial fucking jobber to the champion. She's not going to fucking win. So it's just like, she is the tomato can. She's the person that fucking just has a chance and then doesn't fucking capitalize on it. And like, Julia, to me, again, you can say what you want about her aura. You can say about everything else. She's not been on fucking wrestling at all. Like,
they don't have women wrestle like ever. It's weird.
It's crazy. It's so fucking weird. And the other thing too is like, you fucking tout all the time that she's part Italian. Like, why aren't we going overseas with Julia? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the crowd would probably respond to her. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm pretty sure it's like she was like trained in like England and stuff too. Japan,
right. So like, what are we doing?
It's like they don't have a fucking clue. They just don't have a fucking clue what they're doing. It is so painful.
I don't know. It's tough. It's very
frustrating.
tough.
It's frustrating because they have so much fucking talent. And it's just like there's so many, like it just, and I'm watching shit on TV and it's like I see the same fucking people fighting the same fucking people every week. This is how it's used to be. This is how Monday Night Rerun existed. It's like, you know how you make those people more interesting? You fucking book them less and you book these other people more because of fucking balance And it makes everyone feel more special when you do that. And they were doing that for a while. It's like, I don't need the fucking every single week a vision beat down on the same fucking people taking up half my fucking show. It's like, no, fill the show with interesting matches that like you had got such a good formula of having TV feuds and things that pay off on TV. And it was these extra things on top of your main event stuff. But then like you could save a lot of the big stuff and it was more meaningful when you did it. But they've gone back to the fucking old lazy formula where it's just like, well, run it back. You know, we gotta have Jey Uso have 2 entrances, you know. We got to have LA Knight have 2 entrances. We got to have the same beatdowns every week. You know, they have the same promos every week. Just like, I don't know. It's very frustrating because at a time where they're asking your fans to like step up and show up in different places and pay money in different places and do these things, and you're getting lazier again. You can only rest on your laurels for so long. You're going to get fatigue, and we're getting there.
Now we're transferring over to the main event stuff on Monday, but I feel like for me, like I was watching this and like we can kind of say what we want about LA Knight or Jey Uso or whatever, but like the real problem with this entire thing is the vision. Like that's like Seth Rollins is the problem. Like there's a lot of Seth Rollins. Obviously, he's the cornerstone of that, whatever. But as I was thinking to myself, it's like they're all fighting to fight a guy that to me is just not working. Like it's just
he's not an end boss.
Yeah,
he's not. Never has been.
Yeah, and I think that's the hardest part.
One.
Yeah, and I think that's really difficult for me as a fan to be like, okay, like if it. And I think the other thing too is like the disconnect of the Becky thing is just like, okay, I believe that she's with her husband, but then you like heard them both say like they don't really want to work together because they just don't think that's appropriate.
They don't
so
need to work together.
No, like, it's bizarre, right? Like it doesn't make any fucking sense. But I think the whole process of watching the Vision every week, it just feels like, and I know this isn't probably fair, but it's like that, you know, when Triple H was the World Heavyweight Champion, it just felt like he was the champion forever, and people would try to like, this is what it feels like with Seth Rollins, and like maybe a little evolutionish, but whatever. But like, it feels like we're in the time loop, and it feels like nothing is going to change. No one's really going to have a threat to beating him. And I'm not interested in anything. Like I like the idea of the Vision in theory on paper, but I'm not necessarily enjoying the segments. Like I like Braun Breaker an awful lot. I'll watch Braun Breaker and I'll support him.
Same.
I even like Bronson Reed to a certain extent because I feel like, okay, you need someone that can trip on a banana peel every once in a while to make sense. I understand that. But if you're all like, to me, it's like if Braun Breaker is the number 2 guy to get the Seth Rollins, it's more believable that Braun Breaker is going to be the final boss in the world than anything else. So I don't know. It's really frustrating. Very frustrating.
It's tough because it's like there are, because I see Dom say like, what do they do? It's like, it's just, for me, it's just like, it's the fatigue and like, it's the same thing I always say about wrestling. When you overexpose someone and it's the same shit every week and you're not mixing it up, it becomes so boring and uninteresting. It's like such a disservice to they do. And it's like, well, these guys need to be on TV every week. It's like, yes, but they don't need to be in the main event every week. They don't need to kick off the show every week with the same fucking promo against the same fucking people. And then it's like, we get to the end of the show. And it's just like, we know Roman's laid out. So it's like, how are we going to even the odds? We're going to bring out Jimmy. We're going to bring out Papa Jim. And look it, I wanted the Usos to reunite for a long time. I think it'll be good for them. But it's just like, we still got Jay fighting Braun and Bronson like he's been doing since WrestleMania. LA Knight's still clearly around. CM Punk like literally said, I'm fighting Seth forever, but it seems like we might pivot to like potentially Becky and Seth versus Punk and AJ, and then we'll have the Usos versus the Brawns. Like, so I get it. I don't know what LA Knight does in this situation, but it's just like it's they had kind of gotten better of like, and you saw it with like the Punk stuff. It's like they'd feud, but then you'd get a breather. They'd both do something else for a little bit, and then you could bring it back. Now it's like literally since WrestleMania, it has been the same fucking people. Even Roman Reigns, who takes fucking months off in between, I'm still fatigued by him showing up for it just because it's just like there's no variety with it. And there's just so much of it. They don't give you like a small dose one week. Holy fuck, he killed it. They give you a fucking giant spoonful and they fucking make you choke on it as they shove it down your throat. Sometimes, bro, we just want a little taste or a sip. We don't need a full fucking meal.
I think it's really tough because I was thinking about it too, because it's just like I really don't enjoy Jimmy and Jay being a tag team now because it feels like we're kind of already there. Like we've like if there was ever a time for Jim to get kind of a moment to himself, this is it. He's a big daddy. Like it's a big let's celebrate him, and now we're just gonna throw him back with. Is it gonna be a one off? Is it not? I don't know.
I would assume that. I mean, he'll probably take time off when they have the kid, but I would assume that it feels like Jay's done enough with this main event scene, and Jimmy's just kind of been floating anyways, just fighting solo for a fucking year. So it would be nice, especially with the amount of tag teams you have, to put them back in the tag division.
We haven't really discussed the big thing on Friday.
Which one? Because I probably hated it. Oh, yeah. Sami Zayn winning the fucking US title. Fuck off. This is exactly like I already ranted about it last week, but I'll fucking do it again. This motherfucking little turd. I love Sami Zayn, by the way. Let me say that. I'm just mad. Every fucking week, we hear from him and Michael Cole, this pursuit for the world title. So all I want is a world title. I'm focused on a world title. And now he fucking wins the US title. Like, oh, it's a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone when you're a fucking young debut person. They give you a mid-card title to see how you are as a champion. And then from there, yes, you launch. Not a fucking a million-year vet who's already fucking won 1,000 mid-card titles. Yes, I don't think he's won this one. I think it was always the IC. But whatever, it's just like, don't fucking tell me he's chasing the world title because you're fucking lying to me. And just don't make me try to, like, care. Like, whatever. Like, when we get to Rumble season, that's when I'll care again about Sami Zayn. That's all this did. You took the title off a heel who would be a good heel to have go against a guy like Mello and give him a moment. And you gave, once again, just like you gave the Gunther moment to Sami Zayn, you gave him another one. This motherfucker doesn't need mid-card moments. This motherfucker's had nothing but mid-card moments. He deserves a main event moment at some point, not a fucking another mid-card moment. This was a fucking waste. It was a cheap fucking pop. It was pathetic, and I fucking hated it. Disgusting. Another fucking strikeout for this fucking shitty-ass creative team on SmackDown. Drizzling fucking poopy poop from them lately. It's fucking terrible. I hate it.
Does it matter to you that this was part of the Grand Slam? Like, if he didn't have it, then now in order, like once he gets, but once he wins the world title, now he's a Grand Slam champion. Does that matter to you?
No, I don't fucking care. They should have thought about that before this if they wanted to do that. Fuck off.
I don't think he's been as cold as he's been, so it's very difficult for me to get.
It's hard to say Sami Zayn's cold because I fucking love him every time he's on my TV. We all love Sami. That's why we want the moment for him, but it's just like, it doesn't need this. And now it's just like he's stuck in this fucking bloodline vortex longer. Soul's going to get a rematch. It's also just like Jacob Fatu's not doing anything anymore. We fucking have slowed down his momentum because he lost this, and now he's just kind of like saving Sami Zayn here and there. That's why at least like Big Jim gets away from this. Like he finally got his escape plan. What's Jacob Fatu's escape plan? What's Sami Zayn's escape plan? I don't know. Fucking dog shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, I knew when I saw him win, I thought to myself, well, JC's not going to like this at all. So
I fucking ranted about it last week. I said that they fucking do this, but I had a feeling they would because I don't know, man. I don't know what has been going on lately with them, but I have been very disappointed with what they've been doing.
Anything else you didn't like before I go on a?
I mean, I was mad at the time that Mello Don't Miz didn't win, but the note that I did like is Miz lost because the Wyatts distracted him. So I was like, okay, they're doing a one-off with the Profits, which I'm fine with. And now they're going to let Mello Don't Miz have a feud with the Wyatts. So I got over it. I'm
curious your thoughts on the fact of Bo Dallas acting as Bo Dallas talking to the tag teams. Because for me, I was just not.
I didn't need it.
Some people on my timeline loved it, and then there were other people on my timeline that were just like, no, this is stupid. And it's like, I understand that they're human beings playing characters, and there's a feeling of like them not being happy and all that stuff. Like, I get that. But as I was watching it, I'm like, he's trying to be Bray Wyatt. Like, that's exactly what he's trying to do. And I understand he's trying to keep the spirit alive, and like, I commend him for that. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. It just doesn't fit to me. Like, it just doesn't feel like it's something special. It just feels like there he is again doing something stupid. So I don't know. I'm not really interested in all that stuff too.
You can ask me directly. I think Uncle Howdy character fucking sucks. I thought it sucked since the minute it was on my TV. I've never enjoyed it, and I love. You know how I feel about Dallas. I think the character fucking sucks because you're right. It's literally trying to be Bray Wyatt. Even when it was fucking Bray Wyatt, they did it with Bray Wyatt. I fucking hated it. The mask is fucking terrible. It looks awful, and it just like it doesn't work. It hasn't worked. So every time I see him on screen, it's probably why the Wyatts are cheap to me because their leader sucks. Team of Bray. Yeah, Danny, right on the money.
Anything else that you were very upset about since you've got a lot of notes?
I'll go for it. I'm out.
I'm trying to concentrate as my daughter's having a conniption next door. That's her thing. Anyway,
she hates the way that women are being booked in WWE.
She does. Yeah. She's absolutely right about that. I'll say this much. I'm not a fan of a lot of things here, but we've talked about pretty much everything we can talk about. I don't really know about SmackDown. We've kind of glanced over everything. So maybe we could just get to the hope if you want.
Glorious.
You're my only hope. I'll go first. My hope, very quickly. I was thinking about this as you were talking. The person I want to dethrone Sami Zayn as the United States champion, Rusev. That's where we start the fucking. We get Rusev back on track. We get Sami. Sami's gonna have a short reign. There's no way he's gonna fucking hold that championship for a very long time. Anyway, it's just a fucking whatever moment. What you should do is just give it to Rusev. Let him fucking do his match shit. Let him go back to the way things were. Build him back up the way he was to the fucking credible person that he was. That he had the fucking tank at WrestleMania 31. All that shit. Just go for it. Go for it. Go for it. It's gonna work. And I think that having Rusev be that is a way back to getting to where he was, because when he was at Rusev Day, it was a big fucking deal. And I just love watching him. He just looks good with a championship. Like, he just looks more menacing with a championship. And honestly, it would work because he can work with so many other people.
Yeah, the only time he really worked in AEW was when he was the TNT champion. I thought that was a good run. Like, because he is the type of guy where you look at and he's like, he looks like a champion. Like, he is a prize fighter. He is the guy, I believe, walking around the belt, and whoever beats him is going to come out looking better, because that's the role of a guy like a Rusev. Like, he's not the level of Gunther, even though I would love him to be. I know he's not, but it's like, it's that type of character. It's a real end boss. Rusev is the perfect end boss for the mid card.
Our boy Dommy saying he needs someone by his side. I don't know, like Lana? Is that what you're asking?
It wouldn't hurt. It worked before.
Would you like to give your hope?
I would. Mine, I'm going to Mexico, because this weekend on Sunday they have a AAA event. I have no idea what it's called, and I don't know what else is on the card besides the main event, Nestlemania. And I hoped for it last time in the Fatal 4-Way. It didn't happen. But now that it's a one-on-one match against El Hijo de Vaquino, I'm ready for Dominic Mysterio to be a double champion, but also be a world champion of the AAA. So let's fucking do it. That's my hope. It's pretty simple. Hashtag JC knows. Hashtag hope come true. You can have El Grande help him there too, since he's all over that show. Lie, cheat, and steal to a victory. 2 belts Dommy. World champion Dommy. And the King of Mexico, Dominic Mysterio. Make it happen.
I just love Danny's comment. Makes sense now. Lana is going to be Punk's partner. That was just fucking great.
That would be funny.
Unreal. Okay, so now go to our comeback very quickly. I'm going to give my comeback. I hope you're watching very closely when I say this. I'm giving my comeback to Dragon Lee. That's right.
The future of Lucha Libre.
All right, stop it with the future of Lucha Libre. Let's not go that far, okay? Look, I will say this much. Dragon Lee's been having a couple good weeks lately. He's been having a lot of good matches. It's been wonderful. And I'm just saying, he looks different. I don't know if you've noticed the makeup and the mask, too. He's been putting he looks a little bit more menacing. He's been doing a little bit more. I've been impressed with it. I just want him to see it connect with the audience, because he has no connection with the audience whatsoever. He's got an amazing moveset, and the crowd seems to be up for it. But he's got to find a way to connect if he wants to be the future of Lucha Libre, or if he just wants to, I don't know, be on fucking consistent television. So I'm giving my comeback to Dragon Lee, hoping that he makes something out of this, because he's been having a couple good weeks, and I should eat crow for it. So there's my comeback.
Let me put it this way, because I've never doubted Dragon Lee's talent in the ring. Like, he's fucking amazing. That's why, like, he caught my attention. We saw it right away in NXT. We've seen it on the main roster when he's given opportunities. But yeah, the character thing is 100% right. But the reason why he is in WWE is because they know that he has something more. Because if he was just like all those other ones, Nestlemania, he'd be in fucking AEW with Commander just botching it up. But he's fucking smooth in the ring. So I do hope that he can someday find that switch. I still feel like he's pretty young. And he obviously, like, it's always tough when you're putting like that babyface role next to Rey Mysterio and stuff. Like they do it because I think it helps you, but honestly, I think that shit hurts you. We saw the same shit with Dom. When did Dom take off Nestlemania? When he fucking turned on Daddy. Like it's just one of those things. Like it's so. But yeah, it'll be. I'm happy you gave him your comeback. He's a stud. There's a reason why he gets these matches because it's fucking just good in the ring. But yeah, I would like at some point him to unlock that next level. My comeback, Nestlemania. I'm going, Joe. I hope you're still here and I hope you're listening. I'm going to AEW for my comeback. Because here's the thing. I'm like, I don't really like, I think this guy has lost a lot of momentum since where he started. He's a badass, but he's not getting my comeback because of who he is and he came back. It's who he came back against. They fucking gave Wheeler Yuta a fucking mic and let that stupid fucking jobber, he's not even a jobber. He's not good enough to be a jobber. That fucking twerp. They let him fucking talk with his stupid voice, his stupid haircut, his stupid everything, his stupid fucking name. At least fucking Batman came back. Hook came back and kicked his stupid little Yuta-loving ass. So for that, Hook, you're getting my comeback. Hopefully AEW can figure it out with you because you are a stud. You're young. I still look for the day when you finally sign with NXT, but apparently he just re-signed with AEW, but whatever. He's young enough. They make mistakes. But yeah, maybe you can take Taz with him. But yeah, Hook's getting my comeback because he beat the fuck out of Wheeler Yuta and stopped that fucking promo because I have so much Moxley fatigue. It's not even funny, like insane. It's just brutal because he is like the worst version of Seth, but for that show, he's a little more believable than Seth, but that's a whole other point. But I would rather listen to his stupid bullshit than Wheeler Yuta ever speak one word ever again. Because what do we say about Wheeler Yuta, Nestlemania?
He's a fucking Muppet is what he is.
Get him off my TV. Forever.
Get him off my TV. Get him off. Every time I see him, I'm like, he has no fucking face. He's just a fucking mop top. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? So I don't know. I'm really upset when I watch Wheeler Yuta do anything anymore. Like the fact, I'm sure he's a lovely gentleman, and I've said that like 600 times, I'm sure. But it's just, come on.
He's not believable as a fucking bad guy. And fucking like, it's just like, I don't. It's just I feel like they're just stubborn with some things. And it's like, oh, this doesn't work. We're gonna keep doing it because maybe someday it'll work. It's like, no, bro. If it's a round hole, you can't put a square peg in it. Like, use common sense. That's our comeback. Should we finish Nestlemania?
Big old finish, baby.
We'll talk about AEW in a moment, but on SmackDown this week, it is in Chicago. As we mentioned, CM Punk is headed to SmackDown. I gave my percentage. What are your percentages that AJ Lee's showing up?
On Friday?
On Friday,
I'd say 10%.
Wow. So you are less optimistic than me.
I just don't think that. Why would she come back now?
Well,
why
they
now?
Just fucking set up the storyline for it.
It's gonna be Rhea Ripley, and you're all gonna be pissed.
I'm telling you, they're gonna or Bailey. They're gonna fuck this up. It's on SmackDown, so you know Bruce Pritchard's in charge. That fucking God. I'm gonna listen to that Cody podcast. Hopefully he's not fucking terrible. Because the Becky one wasn't my favorite one, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. On Monday Night Raw Nestlemania, we have a Stephanie EO contract signed. It'll be nice to see La Primera again because, you know, they forgot she existed. And then I think we have matches between Ripley and Asuka and Lyra and potentially Roxanne and Raquel. They didn't officially announce them, but they had backstage segments with Piercy Boy. And seems like we're going to have a ladies' night on Raw. So hopefully they're going to work to rectify. But I'm sure the show will kick off with the Vision. It'll end with the Vision. So they'll bookend it poorly.
I mean, now we're going to get the Usos against the Vision, so that'll be fun, I guess. Whatever.
Like I said,
yeah.
We know what promo's kicking off Raw. We know what fucking stupid match is ending Raw.
There's just no consequence of watching Raw or SmackDown anymore. It's just a giant advertisement. I mean, that's the way it always has been kind of, but like, I don't know. It used to be more fun.
They got better at it. And like, obviously SmackDown, like they had things that mattered this week. They just, the results we just didn't like. But yeah, should we go to a show that you want to talk about not having consequence on TV?
I can only find two things.
I
can only find two things so far. Maybe Joe can correct me. But what I see is, get this: when I say an all-star 8-man tag.
Oh God, I hate these.
You ready for this shit? I just want to see your face when I say this. Ready? All-star match: Hangman Adam Page,
All-star,
Kenny Omega,
All-star,
and Jet Speed.
Not all-stars. I like them. They're fun, but they are not fucking all-stars.
Not all-stars. Against Kyle Fletcher, Josh Alexander, and the Young Bucks.
2.5 all-stars. Fletcher ain't there yet. He's on like the Future Stars team. And then who was the fourth one?
Josh Alexander.
Oh, your boy, yeah, he does nothing for me. That dude fucking needs Ethan Page so bad. And Ethan Page doesn't need him.
And it's and obviously Mercedes against Mrs. Will Ospreay, as we've talked about. But I can't find.
It's your chance, Windsor, to impress me.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. This is where she can make Windsor out of one thing, in one match. But I don't know.
You always say talent isn't sexually transmitted, but so we'll see.
Here's hoping.
Maybe Will's that good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, apparently,
Polish power, bitch.
Moxley versus your boy Daniel Garcia on.
Just don't care. I just don't care. And I have no reason to invest in Danny Garcia because they haven't put him on the main show in forever. And I feel like he fights Moxley constantly. I don't know. Daniel Garcia is another one. If he ever gets to NXT, I'll be excited. But AEW, they find a way to make these prospects less interesting the more I see them, which isn't how it should go.
I will say, as an ECW fan, the fact that they're in the 2300 building for the next 3 weeks or the last week and these coming up, I love it. I love looking at the venues. I think it's fun, and they've done a good job with everything. And it's interesting to me. But then the matches are just I don't give a shit.
The crowd last week was good. It was. I'm trying to specifically remember, but I remember there were a couple things that I enjoyed on the show, but I can't tell you.
The Edge and Cope was
that storyline is hitting for me. I mean, obviously, you know how I feel about Christian and Christian Edge together. So, and FTR, that is hitting for me. That was definitely probably the most enjoyable stuff for me. And then anything MJF does, I fucking moon for. But besides that, it's Wardlow's back. I need some more Wardlow in my life. I need fucking power bombs, baby. Give me some power bombs. I need some fucking power bombs. I agree, Joe. That comment. Garcia needs a mouthpiece like Oxygen, 100%. I thought that's just the beginning. That's why he had that was that twerpy tag team, the loudmouth one. He had him as kind of his man.
Oh, 2.0. Yeah.
Matty, whatever. Is his name Matt?
Daddy Magic?
Daddy Matt, yeah. He had him for a while.
Yeah, he's a good talker.
He absolutely needs a mouthpiece. Player.
All right. Anything else? Or we get the hell out of here?
We can go.
Okay. On that note, thank you for listening and watching the Jobber Knocker podcast. We'll be back next week with some more Jobber Knockery.
Viva la dame.